Good evening, all, and welcome to Guernsey from Block 5. I'm your host, SJ. Hope this podcast finds you all very well. The North London Derby, our third pre-season game is upon us, and today that's what we're going to preview. But before I get into the show notes, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please leave a 5-star rating or 5-star review. I'll be very appreciative of it all because it will help the pod get a further reach and more people can listen to this sensational content. Thank you very much. So Tottenham Hotspur, a team that in recent history we've been very dominant over. I think they did have their spell maybe 8, 9 years ago when we was going for our really horrid the banter years. And they at that time made a Champions League final and finished above us 5 years in a row. But since then, normal order, normal business has been resumed in North London. This isn't our first time actually playing them in pre-season. We played them at their new ground in 2021. We lost that game 1-0 courtesy of a Heung-min Son goal. It's not a game I remember myself actually. I think because we were coming out of the pandemic, fans couldn't go. I would have watched the game, but I watched the highlights earlier and I don't actually remember the game itself. We lost, so I probably just erased that whole game from my memory once we lost that game, which is what I do anytime we have a bad result against these lot. The training pictures came out today, earlier. It was good to see Vic Jokeres in his first training session. He went through that old Soul Train line of slaps on his head, which is encouraging. He probably got a little headache from that. I certainly would have. Christian Mosquera also joined in with training with his new team, which is encouraging. And Euron Timber, I was glad to see him back. I mean, I said in the last pod we don't want to rush him back, and I think Arteta said that they just take it step by step. And he's shown the right progress and making the right strides to join back in the team with training. So I hope we're just still doing that at a slow process and we're not rushing him back. But it's good to see him back on the training pitch. I couldn't see Gabriel, Big Gabby. I didn't see him in any of the pictures. If someone could let me know in the comments if he did train, but I did search, I couldn't see him in any of the pictures, which is slightly worrying because the season's starting soon, and we need to get him up to speed. Get that pre-season practice, those minutes in his legs, so he's ready, and to avoid any injury going into the season. Because as we've said, our first 5, 6 games are very tough, and we don't want to get behind in the Premier League title race too early, too soon. And we need to have up, and just to do that, we need our best 11 out there if available. Calafiore, he was back in training. I think he came off last game in the 45th minute, 47th minute, just after half time. There's a bit of a worry. Is his injuries, troubles back again? But as I think Arteta said after the match, it was just a precautionary thing, and that seems to be the case. So he was back in training, which is a very good thing, and hopefully he can get some more minutes as he recovers from a lot of injury he had last season. So hopefully he's able this preseason to prepare his body properly for the long haul that's ahead. Um, so Tottenham Hotspur, they got a new manager, Thomas Frank. He's a manager. I think he's a very good manager, one that I admire. He's done a very good job at Brentford. He brought them up on a shoestring budget. He's got an eye for strikers, as you all know. They've had Ollie Watkins, Neil Maupay, Ivan Toney, of the sorts. And he's just done very well with a relatively small budget to keep them up and make them competitive in a mid-table battle. Um, and he's made himself a small little hero to Arsenal fans, already saying that we're one of the best teams in the world. I can't imagine Arteta would ever say anything like that about Tottenham, and I would hope that our manager would never ever say that about our rivals. But here we are. Welcome, Thomas Frank. We are one of the best teams in the world. Thank you very much. I mean, it's his new team, so he'll be looking to impress. It's his first taste of a North London derby, which probably will help him actually go into a new season. I know it's a different country, but the pre-game intensity won't be there as much. But if he's done any socials, he'll see that little rivalry, little niggles online, between us fans. And actually, one of his coaches, Justin Cochran, he was actually my first football coach. He's a very good coach, very, very good coach. He's been at Brentford, Man United, He's been England setter for a number of years. So yeah, I'm happy for him that he's made that move with Thomas Frank over to Tottenham. I hope he does well, but not too well, if you know what I mean. Um, how I think the game will go, and from what people have said, as in fans that have been there in Singapore, it's very hot, humid. So I think, given those the temperatures, I think the players have done well with the performances they've done put on so far. I'm not sure what it's like in Hong Kong. I would expect it's the same, being in a similar part of the world. I mean, we're both Premier League teams, so the humidity, if there is humidity, will affect us both the same, and the temperature will affect us the same as well. Obviously, there'll probably be water breaks in the first and second half as required. I don't think this game will be as physical as a Newcastle game because for some reason, like I said, we have some recent rivalry with Newcastle and it just leads to physical games. And I don't think historically our games with Tottenham have been physical as such. It's more fan need with an actual player needle on the pitch. Um, not known for. It's not a very rough derby. It's a derby. It's a very good derby to watch because it usually produced a lot of goals. Um, I think the Liverpool Merseyside derby. I think that's the one that you want if you want to see red cards and tackles flying in. But ours is more goals and just nice play, to be honest. And it's usually the home team wins, but not, like I said, not in recent years. We've been going to their ground and just tucking them in, put them proper. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a physical game. And yeah, what would I like to actually see from the game? Um, I'd say I would like Victor Gyökeres obviously to get some minutes. New player, looking to impress. I mean, if he can get 45 to 60 minutes under his belt, I believe he's had a personal trainer this summer when he's not been at Sporting this whole time in anticipation of moving to an Arsenal or a different club. So he should be relatively fit and up to speed and able to start or come on and play a significant amount of minutes, which I hope he actually does. And obviously, we hope he comes on, bags of goal and pulls out his Bane mask, and we will just send that to our respective friends and family in the group chat. Christian Mosquera, obviously, like I said, he was in training pictures. You hope that he gets a significant amount of minutes. I mean, I know it's in pre-season, but I feel like we're overusing Saliba already. He did look a bit leggy in the second half against Newcastle, and when the game finished, he was like seen limping. But I think that was just the heat getting to him, and just coming back to pre-season now. Just after a long break this summer. Mascara, I think I've said that. Yeah, I want to be playing. Calafiore, if he's able to get back out there, because I think he's playing well this pre-season. Um, so if he's able to keep going and playing, because if Gabriel's not able to start the season, I think Mikel Arteta would prefer Calafiore to start with Saliba, because he does add something different in terms of the way he plays. He's a bit of a loose cannon as such. When he comes out from the back and you find him on the edge of the box, making his third man runs. Which, I mean, a lot of teams don't prepare for that. Obviously, something we've worked on in training, and the manager trusts him to do, and he's fully capable of doing. So, I mean, I don't do a score prediction for pre-season friendlies because you never know who's going to play games, but I'm hoping we win at 2-0, 3-0. Just going back to things I would like to see, I would like to see Max Dowman come on again. Just keep getting him minutes because obviously the fan base right now uh, online are loving this kid. I say kid because he's literally 15 years old. He's 6 foot. I mean, I was 6 foot at 15 to be honest, so it's not out the norm. Um, but yeah, I would like Dowman to come on. Hopefully, have a showreel moment against them, dribble past a few people and put in the top corner. So we can just again share that in a group chat with the friends and family. Because obviously it's a pre-season friendly, but we know there's just like a little, if we win or if they win, there's going to be a how we beat you again in the group chat. And if you do lose, it's all right. It's pre-season. Not really bothered, mate. Um, and there's something just from the first two games, our set pieces. We've got quite a few corners against Milan, I believe. And then we wasn't really getting on the end of the crosses that were coming to the box. They were being cleared straight away or being caught by the keeper. And obviously, especially last season, we didn't heavily rely on set pieces, but they did account for a high proportion of our goals, or more than most teams in the league. So I know obviously Nicholas Jova, he works for a team on the offensive set piece drills that we do. I mean, we've got a couple of players, new players to feed into that mix. Gyökeres, we're hoping that he's able to, take the heat away from the likes of Gabriel and Saliba, and or vice versa, the other way around. And Gyökeres is able to get more goals from set pieces. So yeah, I mean, if we're able to work on that aspect in game a bit more, I mean, I don't think the crosses haven't been bad. It's just maybe hadn't been landing to our players. I mean, it's pre-season. It's something of nothing, but it's just something that I've seen, something that I hope we can change. Maybe score a couple of set pieces in pre-season to keep up our fabulous record that we had last season. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll be back after the game, the post-game review. Hopefully, like I said, after a 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 win, take any. I'm not fussy. I'll take any. Um, so yeah, again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening to Apple or Spotify, please leave a 5-star review or a 5-star rating. And until next time, until after the game, all the best.